Election Day is 3 weeks away, and tonight the candidates in Maine's 2nd Congressional District race debated right here in our studios. Emily Cain, Bruce Poliquin, and Blaine Richardson began the debate with a question on immigration. The candidates talked about what they would do to reform the system, but the answers quickly evolved into criticisms of the candidates' respective views and personal backgrounds. Cain supports efforts like the DREAM Act, while her two opponents oppose what they consider amnesty.
We need, if we're going to grow our economy, we need educated workers across our state, and that's why I support comprehensive immigration reform and appropriate acts like the DREAM Act.
I don't think that's the right way to go. We barely have enough resources here in our country to take care of our own. We don't need to provide amnesty for those who are here illegally.
It will affect the railroad. It will affect truckers. It will affect the entire tax base of Bucksport. Very serious issue. We need to get back to the laws that are on the books and control our border.
This race looks very close at this point. A Pan-Atlantic SMS poll released today shows that Cain has a 3.5% lead over Poliquin. A Critical Insights poll shows Poliquin up by 5 points. Let's go ahead and get a little he said, she said as we break down tonight's debate.
Very interesting debate indeed it was tonight. Adrian, we're here now with our political analysts, Mike Cianchette and Cynthia Dill. It's always great to see you guys.
Greg?
Thanks, Greg.
You guys had a front row seat to this one in our studios just a short time ago. Let's go ahead and start with you, Mike. What stood out to you during this debate?
Well, I think, Greg, this was the Blaine the Bruce and Emily show, and that's really what this race is coming down to. Emily was trying hard to position herself as the bipartisan moderate, and Bruce was pushing her hard on what that means, whether it's gun control, energy taxes, or immigration reform.
Cynthia, your thoughts on that?
I thought the voters got a clear take on the choice, not only of where the candidates stand on their positions, but just who they are as people. And Emily, I think, comes across exactly what her message has been. She reflects the message that she works across the aisle, stays at the table. And Bruce Poliquin comes across, in my view, as someone who's a rabid conservative who is going to emulate the Tea Party Republicans down in Washington. So voters have a clear choice, and these candidates know that they are neck and neck.
I saw Mike react to rabid conservative. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I have to laugh a little bit at that, because we did hear a little bit about Bruce's personal story, you know, working his way through college, going on to find a great career, and raising his son as a single parent. You know, he's had some significant challenges in his life that he's overcome, and I think that gives him a life experience and a depth that that would serve us well in Washington.
Were you both struck by the energy in this debate? There certainly was a lot of energy there, perhaps negative energy at times, but there was a lot of energy in this debate.
Oh, sure, and Bruce does have a compelling story, and I'm sure he's a great dad, but the point is, these are people we're going to elect to go down to Washington and cast votes and hopefully work with others, and I think Bruce definitely presented himself as someone who's going down to Washington with an agenda, and it's the conservative right-wing agenda about immigration, about the climate, about guns, about women's right to choose, and you know, he's clear about that. That's who he is.
I feel like I'm still moderating the debate. Mike, I'll give you the final thoughts on that, though.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I think Blaine Richardson had a few fumbles tonight getting his facts mixed up. It'd be great to see him maybe run for the state legislature, but right now this is Bruce and Emily.
It was interesting. And of course, you can always read their blogs at our media partners in the Bangor Daily News, and you can still catch this debate if you missed it at WGME.com as well. As always, great to see you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.